thinking it could be a book, Emily
Oh.
Giffin. She knows a thing or two about love. She's joining us at the table coming up. Her 5 coming-of-age stories have sold 9 million copies over the past decade.
Her latest book is Where We Belong. Emily Giffin is with us now at the table. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
And as Gayle said, this could be good inspiration.
Yeah, were you taking notes?
Right, exactly.
Little
Taking
remarks
notes?
over here. I hope she doesn't go for the guy who found the ring.
I was kidding. I was kidding, but you never know.
Kidding.
You obviously draw on so many things for your novels because a lot of them are scenarios that women especially can relate to.
Sure.
But I was reading for this book, you actually went to your journals, which you kept all the way through law school. That's amazing.
I did not skip a day from the 5th grade through New Year's Eve of the 5th grade through law school. That really cuts more to OCD behavior than a commitment to my journal. Yeah, you know, when I first set out to write this character, I was a little intimidated. I turned 40 this year. She's 18. I didn't have that angst-ridden childhood. At least I didn't think I did until I went back and read the journals. And you really remember that even a happy, relatively happy, you know, teenager is plagued with issues, self-doubt.
But isn't it interesting, Emily, how from your perspective you're thinking, I had a pretty good childhood, and then you go back and look, you know, maybe things weren't so great. I thought that was interesting to hear.
They were definitely, you know, emotional and turbulent, which I just don't think teenagers have much perspective.
It shows that you're a normal teenager.
Yes, right?
You had what everybody does.
Yes.
But you know, the story, it figures around an adoption. And so I figured, either you were adopted or your children are adopted, but yet you have no adoption in your life, but you write about it so well.
Do you like the way I named my Kirby after your daughter?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but I love the name Kirby.
Yeah, sing your song,
yeah. No, I won't.
But yes.
Okay, Kirby, who's my little sweetie pie? Feel free to use it at any time.
I will.
But go ahead about adoption, because I figured...
You know, I've always been interested in it. I don't have a personal experience with it, but I think it's just such an intriguing scenario with so many different layers and relationships to explore. You have, you know, the impossible decision, it's a difficult decision to turn your baby over, which is, I think is just the most generous thing that you can do as a human being, practically. And then you have the adopted child who must always wonder, in some cases, you know, where do I come from? And it's very interesting. I sat next to a man on the plane as I was writing the book, and he kind of was looking over my shoulder, and he said, I'm an identical twin.
Yeah.
And one of his brothers wanted to know where he came from, the other one had no interest. So it's really varying person to person, how people feel about that and their identity.
But as Erica pointed out, you said this is the first time you wrote from a teenage voice, but most of the time you write about things that are so relatable to women in particular. Do you base it on things that have gone on in your own life, or you just sort of look around what's happening with girls that you know and care about?
Well, I never had an affair with my best friend's fiance, as in something borrowed.
Good to know.
That's a good starting point.
That's a good thing.
You know, I write about relationships, so I draw on my own relationships, of course, and you know, and your friends. How often, when you talk to your friends, do you not only cover your life and her life, but then you go on to say, well, how about what's going on with that other friend of yours? And then you just cover all these people and discuss them, and so it's just a whole. You know, there's so much you can draw on when really at heart you're writing about mothers and daughters and sisters and dysfunctional and problems and secrets.
This book deals with a big secret.
It's a big secret.
Which is a lot of emotional baggage for the woman who had, so Marion, the mother of Kirby, the great, the well-named 18-year-old that she gave up for adoption. And that's got to be kind of fun and intriguing to write about too, to imagine how that secret would be held and all the people that it affects.
Absolutely. You know, that was really the true first seed of this novel, more than adoption. It was what happens when you harbor a lifelong secret? What does that do to you and to your relationships around you? And in thinking about those sorts of big life secrets, I just didn't want to cover incest or abuse, or I wanted to, you know, a situation that could ultimately have a lot of positive attributes. And adoption, I mean, there's great uplifting things about it.
So many wonderful things.
It's sort of a secret within a secret, and what you show us very clearly is that in most cases nothing really good comes of a secret.
Right.
It's better just to
And you
let
didn't
it out.
like her for that, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I'm cheering you on, Emily.
But you well, you don't have to like her to like me.
No. I'm cheering you on. Okay. Emily Giffin is the name. Thank you very much. Continued success to you.
It's great to be here.
Thanks.